So let's start to understand the meanings of our 5 new words through synonyms. And we know that synonyms are words that have the same meaning as our vocab words. So this will help us make connections with what we already know. So before we said it is difficult to achieve through distance learning if it is new to you. At first, it's difficult to achieve or succeed at distance learning when it is new to you. Over time, it will become easier to achieve, easier to succeed with this new way of learning. Achieve means succeed. And we said, what was your initial thought when school moved to distance learning? What was your first thought? Your initial thought was your first thought. And there are instances, or there is an instance of helping people by providing free food. Providing free food is an instance or an example of helping people during this time. An instance is an example. So, for instance, Minneapolis Public Schools providing free food. For example, they are providing free food. How about potential? What are the potential outcomes of distance learning? What are the possible outcomes of distance learning? What could happen? What are some potential results, some potential possible results? And regulation. We have a state regulation that tells us we need to stay home. It's a state rule or law. A regulation is a rule, or if it comes from government, a law. So we have synonyms to connect to the meaning of our 5 vocab words. And another strategy we use to understand words is grammar clues. We are always working with nouns, verbs, and adjectives. So let's think about this word, achieve. I want to achieve with distance learning. I want to succeed. Let's think about this. Achieve, succeed. So, achieve and succeed. Is it a what? Achieve? Or is it something you can do? You can achieve something. You can do this. I will achieve. He achieves by learning online. They achieved. This is a verb. I can change it to present, past, future. Achieve is a verb. How about initial? We see our answer. Let me hide our answers, make this more fun. Initial. What was your initial thought when we said we're going to do distance learning? What was your first thought? So let's think together. What was your, it's not a what, initial, it's not an action, but we're saying what kind of thought? What kind of thought? Your first thought. Initial is first. It's an adjective. How about instance? Serving free food is an instance of helping. It's an example of helping. What do you think? Instance. Is it a who or what? Is it an action? Can you instance today? Does it describe a noun? Instance. Instance is a thing. It's an example. It's a noun. How about potential? What are some potential outcomes of distance learning? What are some possible outcomes? Can potential be a what? A thing? Can you potential today? Is it an action? No. How about potential outcomes? What kind of outcomes? Potential outcomes. Potential is an adjective. And finally, regulation. There are regulations to stay home, rules to stay home. What? Regulations. We're talking about noun. What? Regulations. So again, if we look at our chart we've looked at in class, if a word is a noun, it's a person, place, or thing, and it answers who, what, or even where. And some clues that tell you that you have a noun coming are articles. A regulation, an instance of helping. Many instances, many regulations, 2 instances, 3 regulations, some instances, a few regulations. Sometimes we can't use my, your, his, or her. Maybe we could say the governor's regulation, his regulation. But these clues tell you you have a noun. Our 2 vocab words this week that are nouns: instance, regulation. How about our 1 verb, our action? Can you do this? Can you do this? What is our 1 verb this week? Our 1 verb, achieve. Achieve. Can you do this? Can you achieve? Can you achieve learning online? I achieved new success by learning. He achieves, she achieves by learning. We will achieve learning even if we are online. Our 1 verb this week, achieve. And how about our describing words? There really aren't clear clues all the time, but we know, are we talking about a noun? What kind of noun? Then we're describing. We have 2 adjectives. Again, initial. What was your initial thought? What kind of thought? Initial thought about distance learning. And potential. What are some potential results of distance learning? Some possible potential results. So our 2 adjectives this week, initial and potential. So take a few notes. You might want to watch this video a second time. Write some notes about how do you know a word is a noun? What are our nouns this week? Which word is a verb? How do you know? And which 2 are adjectives? How do you know that as well? Then go to Schoology. There is an assessment to match the vocab words with definitions. Use your synonyms and grammar clues to complete this matching.